Sure, that time you asked me about whether we can start the call.
Yeah, yeah.
At that time I was actually doing other things. I also need, because I'm an on-site, I have
Correct,
to
correct.
create documents and other things, right? So I was actually preparing, doing. I was not near the phone. That's the first thing, because I'm actually
So
creating document for office purpose.
I
So I,
thought that.
I didn't see your I didn't see your WhatsApp at all.
Yeah, yeah, no problem. Like there are some interviews scheduled today during the time, but unfortunately the requirement is full and they cancel the interviews. So I had to take the class so that we can complete something. That's the reason I pinged you.
You are taking the interview, or you are actually
In the
giving
interview.
mock interviews?
No, no, no. I am taking the interview for others.
Okay, for mock interview, or for you're actually in some company, your company, or like your I don't
Company,
understand, like
different company, kind of a freelancer.
for freelancer you're taking. Okay,
Yeah.
okay, fine.
I had typed with some companies like they used to give they have, whenever they have openings, right? They used to share the resume with me. I will be taking the interviews for them.
Okay, so if you pass interview, then if we pass your interview, then most probably you can clear the job, correct?
Yeah, 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 correct. Like for
Okay,
you also, like I mean, my students also first I'll take some couple of mock interviews. Some I mean, after taking the mock interviews only, I'll refer to the other companies.
okay, okay, Shiva.
So straight away, if they're going and not selected, means it's a problem, right? That's the reason. First, we'll take mock interviews. If the person well versed with the things, means then we refer to the other companies.
Understood, understood,
Okay.
Shiva.
Okay, we'll start, Ranga, then. So this is the lunch time for you, right? I mean, completed already lunch?
No, no, I didn't have a lunch, but that's fine, because because we have difference in time.
Uh-huh.
I'll lunch I can eat anytime, no problem.
Uh-huh. Okay, no problem. Let's begin the day one session today. So what
Okay.
is today's agenda means? You can see the PPT, right? I mean the first
Yeah.
slide, initial slide now. I didn't hold up the slide. So what is today's agenda means? Like yesterday we converged, correct? So you have
Yeah.
already on-premises infrastructure is there. We are planning to migrate to the cloud, correct? So
Yes.
we talk about the cloud, definitely we few of the terminologies we need to understand. Without knowing the terminologies, if I start the regular things, right? Definitely, you feel awkward because oh, I didn't know about this one, like why it works, how it works, like that. Okay, first we'll
No,
see the vocabulary manner, nothing but
no.
what terminologies. Mhm.
Okay. Shiva, sorry to interpret. So
Uh-huh.
you take the class as you take for some kind of a fresher, or someone like that. So I
Exactly.
will, you
Yeah,
know.
only like what we cover up for other people, at same way is covering for you. But what extra
Okay.
means more I'll focus on migration side from on-prem to the cloud infrastructure migration. We need to stretch more on that. Little bit will be teaching for other people, but since you already holding an exposure into that world, so we need to stretch more into that world. That's the reason. Okay. You can
Okay.
feel free to ask me anything. Like if any doubts or confusions at any moment of time, something you didn't understand, you can stop me and ask me. Okay.
Okay. Okay. Mm.
So what are the things we are going to learn as part of this introduction to cloud computing and AWS things? Means this is the agenda. If you can see, evolution of IT and pre-cloud era challenges. Nothing but right now we will be very hearing the frequent word cloud. But if you can go
Yes.
10, 15 years back, there is no cloud. Everything will be managed as a cell phone, as an
Yes.
on-premises. Correct. In such a way
Yes.
that then how our servers looks like and how our applications will be looks like, those basic understanding will take from this pre-cloud era. Then we'll move on to the cloud computing. So that in the cloud computing, what are the essential components are coming up, what are the different types of clouds are there, those we'll discuss anyway. Then post that, what is the difference between cloud and traditional IT? The traditional IT itself on premises. Then about the AWS overview and wherever AWS present and what are the real world use cases, and if suppose any issues are coming up, what type of issues might come, how to debug those challenges. Then post that, Not sure whether you have a AWS account already there or not. I'm not sure. If it's not there, we need to create the account. I'll assist you to how to create the account. Okay. Then
Okay.
next, like some of the common industry scenarios, like how in other ways, how the company looks for this AWS cloud, and wherever the people are using this AWS cloud, what scenarios the AWS will gonna use there, and also what type of interview questions might ask as part of the first day things. Those things will be covered up. Then next, so I'll give some homework also, kind of assignments I'll give, like you can explore the assignments so that you'll get some understanding that so instead of simply listening and throwing, at least if I put some assignments so that you can view and you can able to do some homework. Okay, that's the assignments, and I'll open for a questionnaire discussions. Then post that what we'll be going to discuss in next class also. I'll just give a quick overview. Okay, that's the today's agenda.
Okay, sure.
First thing, if you think about before the cloud, the word we used to call it, as I said already, traditional IT model or on-premises. Correct. So companies, like variety of companies are there in the world. Like many of the people, they used to keep their things and their own data centers. That we used to call it as a on-premises data centers, where the data center is the word is derived from data. The center is the place, data nothing but whatever the company related information, company related assets, company related application, they have to keep it in that particular place. That is called as a data center. Companies relied on on-premises data centers and high hardware cost and limited scalability that you pretty much know about already. So, for example,
Yes.
if at all you want to set up a physical data center in your company, there's a huge amount is required because the servers, the virtualization, the components, whatever there in the company, the data center, right? It will be not like lakhs and thousands. It will be like some crores. You need to spend some crores of amount, and you need to bring up those, and you need to set up configuration you need to do, maintenance you need to do, updation you need to do. Like plenty of things will be included in that. That's not so easy job and not so simple job also, and it's time consuming also. Correct. That's the second point. It will be more lead to the high hardware cost and along with limited scalability. Scalability nothing but at any given point of time you want to be increase something, definitely you require a downtime, definitely required to purchase something extra, and you need to add up. Like that, there are plenty of parameters will be considered in that use case. Then server maintenance and manual upgrades lead to the downtime. That's what you said yesterday. Like when you're doing some maintenance activity, that time some moments P1, P2 issues can occur, and we need to be noted down as a significant downtime for that. Absolutely, that's notable value here because of we'll be doing the on-premises upgrade, on-premises maintenance activity means that should occur. Then another issue will be security risk and also disaster recovery were very complex and very expensive also. Disaster recovery nothing but if something goes wrong, that is that you need to be completely destroyed, and you need to like bring up a new things, I mean new hardware for a replacement, then it will be so costly and so complex also, and majorly the backup, maintaining the backup is quite difficult. Like these are the possible the real world use cases are, came under the IT, I mean on-premises data center. That's the reason we need to overcome this in these kind of issues, right? The drawbacks I meant to say. For overcoming this type of drawbacks, we need to be find out, or we need to move towards together to the cloud world. Okay, that's the way this cloud will come into the picture. Then we understand what are the drawbacks, what are the disadvantages, or what are there in the on-premises at the IT traditional work model. We understood. Now that means if I, what is cloud then? Why do we need the cloud? Those we'll discuss now. So when it moved to the cloud, the first thing, cloud is nothing but the place where you can able to store some data in an invisible format. For an example, let's take an example. If you opt AWS cloud, you will be creating a resources under the AWS cloud, but you create the resource, correct? That resource where it will be going to store, where it's present, where its physical architecture hardware is present, some of the place only, correct? So that means
Yes.
cloud nothing but providing a services to the end customers, providing a services to the end customers, with a minimal downtime, with minimal cost, and on-demand related services it is going to provide. What is this? The word on-demand. On-demand nothing but at present, what is the things you require to run your application? At present, what you need, everything cloud can provide to you with a quick manner. Okay. So one thing, when you people move to the cloud, the first thing people will consider is cost reduction. Nothing but if you went to the any of the cloud provider, not only AWS, any cloud provider, if you can go, the main thing we can able to save use cost compared to on-premises to cloud. Why like that? Because pay only for what you use. That's a very important word. I'm using 10 servers. I'm storing 100 GB of data means definitely I need to pay the amount for only this much only. Because I'm consuming less, I need to pay less amount only like that. Then second one,
Okay.
scalability. Resources scale up or down automatically. That's a very beautiful feature. Why we need to be considered this is the very good future, nothing but we like if you take an example, uh, 3 days before or 4 days before, uh, like India and Australia match was happened, so where
Yes.
the people are watching 68 crore people are watched the match. If you take
Yes.
now different match, if you take most probably 5 million, 6 million, or maybe 20 crore or 10 crore, or even less than that, people only watching. But it's a high voltage match. 68 crores is, if you think Indian population, half of the Indian population is watching.
Yes.
Correct. That means that many people wants to watch the match means then you can think either the people are watching from Geo Hotstar, or maybe the people are watching from any of the cable network. It could be anything, but that much traffic it will be serving. Correct. That much people are
Yes. Sure.
coming. Website also, that website is even a single second delay also not there. Live streaming was happening perfectly. Correct. Then you
Yes.
think how the background will be looks like, then how the background was strong. Even forget about 68 crore, even 150, 200 crore people are watching the match also, nothing will happen because of the cloud. Why like that?
Okay.
Because that's a scalability we used to call. There is a term called auto scaling and load balancer. This is the two different terms are there in the cloud world. These two are the backbone for any of the application, any of the website, or any like any company. These two are the backbones. Even in India, big billion days are happening, correct? So those are served
Yes.
by majorly Amazon, Flipkart, Myntra. These are the major e-commerce contributors only serving, correct? Such a moment, if you think normal days, not even around 10,000, 15,000 orders only happening in overall country world wise. If I talk about for a Flipkart, that much only happening. But when it comes to big billion days, it might the level up, it will go maybe the users visiting through the application, the Flipkart application, it goes like 100x, correct? Even
Yes.
though application never break down, and application the access how you people are accessing the website also, it will be stable and no delay also. That means there also auto scaling load balancing only there. So like that's a word of scalability. Whenever the resources are required, it will go to create. Whenever there is no resources required, then it will going to remove that. Then I availability. Data replication ensures minimal downtime. That means the data whatever you will be sharing, right, that is required a minimal downtime. Generally, like you very for example, that's the example I took, auto scaling load balancing. When you implement, definitely your replication and your high the availability of your application will be more transparent. Then performance and speed, next one, faster deployment of the application. For example, if you think within 5 minutes I can create a server, another 5 minutes I'll take to deploy the application. That means within 10 to 15 minutes, my website is ready. That is
Yes.
a constant speed. Security and compliance. So built-in security features and certifications. Nothing but AWS or cloud provider will offer multiple security compliance things. We can utilize this compliance, we can utilize the security programs, and we can make our complete infrastructure more secure manner. We can control that who wants to access. We can control that who can access minimal access. Least privileged word we used to use for that. Okay, like that. This all the features will be provided by cloud computing. These all the things can't we do with the on-premises? We can do that, but it's like a lot of effort, lot of money, and a lot of time.
of time.
Like plenty of things should be considered over there. Okay,
Okay.
any questions on this?
No, no, it's very clear, Shiva.
Go to the next. Let's will gather things about the cloud computing with the vocabulary words also. So then, what is cloud computing then? Cloud computing is the, I said the word on demand. Cloud computing is the on demand access to computing resources over the internet. So we're not accessing physically, we'll be connecting to the internet and we'll be accessing from the internet only. Instead of owning physical infrastructure, users leverage cloud services from providers like AWS, Azure, GCP. Like that, there are plenty of providers out there. Even if you think clearly, in your mobile, you're using a mobile, right? In that mobile also have a cloud. If you're using a Samsung cloud, if it's Apple iCloud, if it's MI cloud, like this, each and every provider is providing a cloud nowadays. Okay, then
One doubt,
mhm,
Shiva. Though
mhm,
if, though they are using cloud without
correct.
without uh, physical hardware, cloud cannot function, right? There is some
That's
physical hardware somewhere.
that's correct. They
Again,
have
it is cloud.
they have hardware because for you it's a cloud, just that's it. We are the end users, right? For us it's a cloud, but if you want to store that things, it should be physical only, right?
Yeah, but again, we are coming to okay.
Non-physical word
So
only.
yeah, but that is not called as on-prem, correct? Only
Correct.
hardware is local.
Correct. So the why we used to call, why we are not calling as a on-prem nothing but what is the word meaning on-prem? On-prem, on means at present where you are. Okay. Premises means in your location. But do you think those resources are there in your location?
Yeah, correct. No.
Correct. Because that's an offshore, the vendor we used to call. For example, if you take AWS, those physical hardwares are running in AWS data center. AWS will be taking care about complete infrastructure. Correct. So that means you outsource that. Then what AWS expect from you? The monthly rent. Kind of you
Yes,
tenant. Home is owned by
correct.
AWS. You'll be paying rent to them and you'll be staying them like that.
Okay.
So the predominant words are virtualization is a very famous word. Virtualization will use for creating virtual instances of the servers, networks, and storage. Then virtual machine, a software-based emulation of a physical computer. That's a physical machine. API, application programmatic interface, allows communication between different software applications. Nothing but one software to another software. If you want to connect, if you want to interact, that's a place API will come into picture. Then another very important word, regions. What is region then? A region is a geographical location where cloud providers are storing their resources. Remember the word? Region is a geographic location where cloud providers are used to store their data. Geographic locations where cloud providers have the data centers. For an example, uh, North Virginia, Ohio, Sydney, Mumbai, Hyderabad, like this. They used to store their resources, right? That place we used to call it as a regions. Then availability zones, AJETs, isolated locations within your region, ensuring the fault tolerance. So what is this meaning? Nothing but within a region, remember region is very big. Within a region, small set of availability zones will be there. Maybe I'll take just example. Bangalore is the, if I consider Bangalore is the region, inside Bangalore there are sub areas will be there like Rajajnagar, Jainagar, Yeshwanthpur, like that. These all are what we used to call, these are availability zones. So that means within a region, small data centers. That is called as a availability zones. Why do we require that? That's a fault tolerant. Why used to people called as fault tolerant? Nothing but, so any region you take, at least minimum two, more than two. Remember, any region you take, more than two availability zones will be there. Why like that? Nothing but, if suppose one is goes down, another will be there. From there serving the traffic. Both down, one more is required. Okay, like this, more than almost more than two. That means three, four, five, like that. The availability zones will be there. One is goes wrong also, nothing will impact for your application. Okay, that is the availability zone. That's the reason we call it as a fault tolerant. Then scalability, the ability to handle increasing workloads dynamically. I given the example, when the people are
Yes.
watching India and Australia match, even predominantly people are increasing also, it should not impact anything on the application side, because the capability of the cloud is like that. It based upon the number of people, it can scale up or down the resources. Then elasticity, automatically scaling resources based on the demand. Agility, quickly developing and managing the resources. And also highly available, HA, ensuring the minimal downtime. And a fault tolerant, system resilience in a case of failures. Then disaster recovery, there's a backup plan. For plans for recovering data and system after a failures. If suppose something goes wrong, if you want a data backup, means we need to be set up the disaster recovery. Then load balancing, distributing the network traffic across the multiple resources of our servers. Those are the familiar words, we used to use it in upcoming class also. So that's the reason. Just anyway, I'm going to share this document with you. You can keep an eye on in this particular cloud terminologies.
One doubt.
Mhm.
One doubt in previously. Okay. See, you said geographic locations, right? So
Correct.
geographic locations. Uh, Maybe availability zone in a particular region can go down. Is there any situation where the region itself went down?
No, no, that's the reason. Region is just a place. Remember, region is just a place where it's contain multiple data centers. Region is
Okay,
very
so
big. It's just one
okay,
location. Maybe we can take India is the region. Okay. In
okay,
India,
okay,
there are tier two cities are there, like Chennai,
yeah,
Coimbatore, Bangalore, Hyderabad, like that.
okay,
Correct. So if suppose tsunamis occurred, if tsunami was only came in Chennai only, not Bangalore, not Hyderabad. Correct. We won't say this, hey, entire India tsunami came. We know never say, right?
yes,
But if place only will
correct.
say. Same way, if suppose region is very big, inside the region multiple availability zones are there. That availability zone is a data center, remember. Each three
So
availability zones means three data centers are there. One goes down, one to another. For example, first data center, second data center, third data center, three are there, right? First one to
yeah,
second one, there is no link. There is no interconnection. First one is
okay.
different, second one is different. Even power connectivity, electricity, data backup, applications, completely different. It never depends upon anything. If primary
Okay,
goes down
okay.
means primary only goes down. I mean, first availability zone down means first only down. It never impact on the second one. It never impact on the third one. Like that, they'll build.
Okay, understood. So, all anytime, I'm just asking, anytime only availability zone can go down. So,
Exactly.
region as a place, it has got nothing to do with the region,
Yes,
correct?
correct. One
Uh,
example you take, I mean, last year, Microsoft was down for 15 hours.
Okay, yes.
Microsoft Azure was down for 15 hours, but not entire region. Particular availability zone was down. The applications which are
Okay,
running this particular availability zone, even Microsoft Azure used by one of the biggest aeroplane company, but I'm not sure about that. Not British Airlines. British Airlines are not that one. I think some other vendor will be using that. Those guys are faced
okay,
like cancel the bookings, like you say, you give an example yesterday, right? Flight bookings are
yeah,
cancelled along with our flight cannot take out. correct? Everything will be matters there, right? Same thing happened at
Yeah.
ISL this right now. So the Microsoft has a serious downtime. So that moment many things got cancelled, like huge revenue loss.
Okay. Yeah.
That's the
Okay.
reason always cloud will insist, whenever you are developing any application, don't trust on particular location, trust on multiple availability zones.
Okay.
One
Multiple
first
available
one,
zones or multiple regions, multiple
one
available
reason,
zones, correct?
one reason, same reason, multiple availability zones you can trust.
Okay.
If you're using, for example, you think you have only one bike, your bike got puncture or something, you want to travel at most right now, then if you don't have a backup, definitely it will be difficult, right? Then
Yeah.
if you have backup, at least you rely on public transport, you can rely on Ola, Uber cab, something like that, correct? So that's kind of
Yes.
things we used to call it as a multiple availability zones.
Okay. Sure. One more route in this screen. High availability and fault tolerance. These two vocabulary. Most of the time, people are getting confused. Even I'm getting confused. I understand, but sometimes still there is a doubt. High availability and fault tolerance. Uh, how
So
will you define that? Is it like primary, or how it is?
So fault tolerance is there, correct? You just observe that fault tolerance, system resilience in case of failures. You think in the mind, in the word primary, secondary, or master slave,
Okay.
where right now master is primary. Okay, the slave second one is there, right? Slave, that's the secondary one. So right now
Yeah.
all the users are accessing the application, everything. When the person access your British Airlines, they'll come to the primary only, everything getting from the primary only. Then what is the job of secondary here? Secondary is just a backup, remember. Why? At all of sudden primary went down. If at all you want to set up a primary server, it will take several hours. You cannot wait for P1 for that many hours, correct?
Yeah.
Then quickly, you no need to do any configuration. Quickly the primary can fall down to secondary. That means the URL will be there, right? URL will be
Yeah.
directly related into secondary server. Now secondary server become a primary. Primaries went down.
Yes.
You doing a troubleshooting on that, correct? That is called as a fault tolerance.
Okay.
Then what is high availability? The maintaining number of servers are there, right? Maintaining number of servers, that is called as a high
Okay.
availability. That means you have a thought, right? Oh, I have primary, I have secondary, I have third one. If primary goes down, then fault tolerant will come into picture, so that it will rely on the secondary. That concept is comes, right? That is built from the high availability only. High
Okay.
availability means number of servers. Fault tolerance means switching over to the available server as a backup.
High. Okay. High available means number of servers, and
Number
fault
of
tolerance means fixed.
means
Okay.
number of servers. Okay, if suppose something goes wrong, then the switchover will be happening, right? Primary to secondary. That is the fault tolerance.
Yes.
Clear?
Yeah. Clear.
Shall we move on?
Yes.
Okay. Then, what other components are there in cloud? Remember, in the world, every place you can go, there are only three types of clouds are there. In the world, only three types of clouds are there. What are those? Public cloud, private cloud, hybrid cloud. These three: public, private, and hybrid. What is this meaning of this public cloud? Means the cloud which are hosted for public people. Anyone in the world can able to access those clouds. Those are called as a public clouds. Example like AWS, Azure, GCP. Everybody is using that. That is called as a public cloud. And this, I mean, the things which are hosted in AWS, right? Those are shared resources and cost-effective resources majorly. Then, what is this private cloud then? Private cloud dedicated infrastructure for organizations, nothing but creating a cloud, but that cloud only manager created used by that particular organization only. Best example if I want to give, IBM cloud. IBM also have their own cloud. IBM cloud managed by IBM only, used by IBM only. Next, hybrid cloud, third one, combination of public and private. Combination of public and private for a flexibility, that is called as a hybrid cloud. So, what is the example for hybrid cloud? If I talk about hybrid cloud, so you might be aware about Oracle cloud. Oracle also they have cloud, Oracle cloud. So if at all Oracle have a databases, Oracle have a HCM, some kind of a, how we have a SAP applications, right? Similar way, HCM applications are there. Those applications predominantly works in Oracle cloud only. Then, if you want HCM application, you need to opt Oracle cloud. And in your company, already your applications are running in AWS cloud. So, AWS cloud is another cloud. Oracle cloud is another cloud. Means you are using two clouds in your company. That is called as a hybrid cloud.
Doubt, Shiva,
One
in
more.
private cloud.
So
Sorry.
you have data center. You have on-premise data center, correct? You are
Yeah.
planning to migrate to cloud. All of a sudden cannot be do anything. Everything all of a sudden tomorrow itself you want to migrate means it's not possible to migrate only one day, correct? So gradually it will take some time, and still you check the compatibility. Still you retain your on-premises, you gradually migrating every application, everything migrated in your data center. Nothing is required. You can destroy that. Till that your cloud will be hybrid cloud only, because
Okay.
AWS is public cloud. Your data center
Okay.
is private cloud. It's kind of a private. It's not a private cloud. It's kind of a private infrastructure which are used and which are organized by yourself. Correct. Those both
Right.
combination we to call it as hybrid
Okay. In on-premises plus
cloud.
private cloud can be called as hybrid cloud also.
Correct.
Correct.
I mean,
That's what
any
you're saying.
combination of two. Remember, any combination of two, either on-premises plus private, on-premises plus public, or public cloud plus private cloud, both are using it. Do you think any way? It could be hybrid.
Okay. On private cloud, one example you gave IBM. So just
Cloud.
want to know in
Uh-huh.
where are the situations private cloud will be used? Like
Definitely.
for what?
So, you take an example like this. You have bank application. HDFC Bank, you might be aware about.
Yeah.
HDFC Bank, they're not using any of the public clouds. Why? Because banking people never goes to cloud. That too, public clouds. Why? Because of
Okay.
security concerns. So that's the reason HDFC people they build their own cloud, and they used to keep the resources everything on that particular cloud only. They never rely on any other cloud. Then they never went to public cloud. They never went to hybrid cloud. They have prepared their own cloud and themselves they're using that cloud. That is the for private cloud.
So they have their own cloud.
Their own cloud. They will only build their own cloud.
Just see, this is
Okay.
again example.
I'll understand.
Anybody can build the cloud or what? Like,
Anybody can build the cloud. How, like, what is this meaning of that? Means very simple. Assume that you have a data center right in your company now.
yeah.
So you have a, offices across the world. Assume that you have offices in 10
Yes.
countries. Correct.
Yes.
So in Bangalore, I mean, in Bangalore itself, you have offices in different areas. There are 5 offices in Bangalore itself. Assume that each and every location, if you have a on-premises data center, correct,
Yeah.
each and every location of Bangalore, you have 5 locations there in Bangalore. All 5 locations you have a data centers. Assume that it's a
Yes.
on-premises traditional data center we used to call. That's not a cloud.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
You think you collide entire world. You have 100 branch offices there entire world. Okay. Where is your headquarters? You think your headquarters will be in UK. Correct. So headquarters means generally very big space only. Correct. In
Yes.
that big space, you build one particular data center. However, these
So,
remote locations data centers, you destroy them. Whatever data is there in that, right? You combine those everything and the one data center. You big data center you can build. In that big data center, you can keep everything, and you enable remote access to the people which are working in a remote locations. Different countries they're working, right? In that countries you can spread
yeah,
across. I mean, everything will be controlled from main location only. Nothing will be there in the branch offices now. All the data centers will
yeah,
destroy branch office once. Where is that main thing? Main thing will be there in one location. From there only you're using.
yes,
That's called as a private cloud. Instead of maintaining
yes.
multiple locations, maintain in one location.
Okay, because the reason why I asked is even see, for example, a company is going from on-premises to a cloud. Still,
Correct.
they are getting help from AWS. Still,
Yeah.
they are getting from Azure. Still, they are getting from cloud. So, if you want to create your own cloud, then again you need a set of hardware. But do we need to get help from all these cloud providers, or do we need to set up your own hardware and then enable remote services? That's what you're saying.
Exactly. They can set up their own hardware. They can bring up their own hardware. They can enable the communication from their hardware. That's it. They're not relying on anyone.
Without with Okay, without relying any other existing cloud providers, you can still create your own cloud.
Your
Correct?
cloud. That's the reason we use the word private cloud.
Okay. Okay, understood. But if that is the case, sorry for too many questions,
Okay,
Shiva.
that's good.
Okay.
Correct. Yeah,
So, see, even if you're building private cloud,
correct.
uh, you will set up the hardware. For example, I'm just asking. For example, you build a server with a lot of RAMs, lot of memory, everything. But
Correct.
how will you enable it as a cloud without it getting any help from existing cloud providers?
Think like this, Ranga. AWS cloud is there, correct? You think
Yeah.
AWS cloud is not providing service to outside people?
Okay.
They not sell their cloud to anybody. Themselves. I mean, only Amazon premises things are there. Amazon Prime, Amazon Music, Amazon.com,
Yeah.
AWS. Only these things only
Yes.
running this particular cloud. Then what you can call for this cloud?
Okay. That's private cloud.
Correct. That's what the people are doing there. Means it's a cloud only. That means how AWS looks like, right? Same way. IBM also looks like same only, exactly same, no difference. But AWS selling the cloud to the persons to gain the money. IBM not selling to everybody. Themselves, they're managing themselves, they're using themselves, they're running. That's it.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Shiva.
Like that, the
Cleared.
thing work. Yeah. Next, another important three things that is service models we used to call. Okay, that means what is the service models? Means you are taking a service from the cloud, right? You are taking the services from the cloud providers. What are the ways you can take a service? There's a three ways we can take. One is IaaS, infrastructure as a service. Then PaaS, platform as a service. SaaS, software as a service. Like this, three combination words can be used. What is the significance of that? IaaS, I said already, infrastructure as a service. That means you have just a company, but you don't have any thing to run here except laptops, except routers to connect the Wi-Fi. Other than this, nothing is there in your company here. Okay. Then how do you create a servers? How do you access the resources? How do you manage infrastructure? That is called as an IaaS. That means you're completely relying on the public cloud, and public cloud can provide everything to you. That means you can opt AWS cloud, you can create an instance, you can create a bucket, you can create a VPC like this. Those all are you are creating, remember, in the cloud. That is called as a IaaS. Then what is PaaS then? Platform as a service, nothing but. You no need to create anything. You inform AWS what you need. AWS can create and they'll give it to you. That is called as a PaaS. Example I said mentioned here, see, AWS Elastic Bench Stack and Lambda. These are the PaaS services, nothing but what you want. If you inform to the AWS, AWS can create, AWS people only can create and they'll grant to you, they'll add to you. you can able to use that. Then SaaS, software as a service, like for example, Gmail is already there. You just go and create your account. That is a SaaS. Office 365, then Dropbox. These all are license based. You just take the license, rest will be assured and managed by themselves only. Correct? Now, any questions on these three? Service model.
No. Yeah, everything clear.
Okay. Next, where are we using this kind of use cases? That's industry use cases. If you think e-commerce application, majorly kind of Amazon, Shopify using scalable infrastructure. Streaming wise, Netflix, Disney Plus Hotstar handling high traffic with the auto scaling. Finance, banks securing transactions and fraud detection. Then AI and ML, training deep learning models. Nowadays, AI is booming like anything. Okay, those are all the places cloud will be playing a important role. Clear?
Yeah, clear.
Next, then what is AWS then? AWS is Amazon Web Services. It's a world leading cloud provider. So I said already, there are plenty of providers are there in the world for a cloud computing wise. Correct. Out of that, if you take 100%, 37% of the market share for a cloud will be there with AWS only. That means if you take 100 companies, 37 companies are using AWS. What about remaining GCP, Azure, DigitalOcean, Alibaba Cloud? There are other plenty of clouds, are there, right? Those share will be remaining 63% only. Okay. Why AWS then popular then? Because of this word. AWS provides 175 plus services covering compute level, storage level, networking, security, AI, IoT, and many more. This much services, it won't be there in any other cloud provider. Remember, the services, whatever I notified here, right? This many services not
Yes.
there in any other place, any other cloud. Okay. Next.
Doubt. Uh, no, doubt, Shiva. If see, if Microsoft Azure can have the same kind of cloud like AWS, Google
Ex-
can have the same kind of cloud as AWS, then why they are not able to provide the similar services? Because they are all public cloud, right?
exactly correct. So, if you can think like this, experience matters here generally. When the people came to the market and how the people are surveying, correct? That matters here. So you can take an example like this. AWS was came into the market 2002 itself. AWS started the things in 2002 itself, but officially they announced it 2006. Okay, the
Okay.
lot of groundwork they did, and they came early in the market. They stayed longer for the market. Correct. Azure was came in 2010. Okay, they have a best services. Okay, but they're also gradually increasing the services, gradually putting up the services. But only the problem with them will be, so the services what we are going to be given free, right? That matters here. For example, you can create one AWS account for a 12 months of period, and you can enter things you can learn for this period of 12 months. Enter AWS, you can learn for 12 months. Okay, it's free. You don't need to pay any amount. But Azure is not like that. For learning itself, you need to pay the amount. They do have the free at their account, but not everything is free.
Okay.
Okay, so if you think, for example, if you learn AWS now, then definitely one or the other day you're going to do the business on the AWS.
Yes.
Correct. You'll be contributing to the AWS, right? Then they didn't took money from you now, but they can take the money from while you're working. That means not from you, company from the company they'll take, right? Anyway, directly it's not
Yeah.
taking from you. Indirectly they'll take from the company.
Yes,
That's the
Shiva.
AWS build their very essential things. But Azure, they're also building, but it requires some time.
Okay.
Then AWS global infrastructure, if I talk about, I mean, overall the world where AWS present, AWS present in 30 locations in the world. That's the data centers we used to call as regions, 30 plus regions. Data centers in different parts of the world. Availability zones, ages, multiple per region for availability. For availability. Edge locations, 400 plus low latency content delivery, CloudFront edge locations. Content delivery network CDN for faster website and API response. This is infrastructure wise. Then
So
why?
last two only I have doubt. Edge locations and content delivery network.
So assume Ranga, you have a website hosted in London. You have a region, London region will be there in AWS. In the London region, you hosted a website. You took up the server from there only and you created a website and your website is working from there. Okay. You are in India. Correct.
Okay.
So website is in London, you are in India. You are accessing that website from the India. So do you think the same speed, same way website can access in India as well?
No.
Think logically. Website is hosted in UK, but that website you wants to access in India. So how UK people access the website? How much time it will take to get the website? Same time will be take for India people. Same time will take for Sri Lanka people. Same time will take for people.
India, if you are accessing India people accessing from there itself, then it will be high speed. If they're trying to access in other geographical area, for example, London people are accessing something hosted on India, it will take a long time. Yeah,
Yes,
latency will be there.
you are accessing Google, correct? Do you think Google hosted in India? Do you think Google hosted in neighbor of our home? Or Google hosted in Bangalore? No.
No, it can be hosted in multiple servers, I think. Yeah.
So in one place, a different place, correct? We never know that.
Yeah.
Correct. So, but still, the person which is staying in US, very near to the office where the Google hosted, the person who's sitting far location of the Google server, still they can access the same speed. Maybe
Yes.
1 or 2 seconds delay, let it be,
Yeah.
but still
Yeah.
they can be able to access quickly. How?
Yes.
Edge locations. What is this edge location we're going to do? Edge locations are locations where this will be put up near to the places, some of the type 2 cities, side 1 cities we used to call, right? That places they used to put up that. So what they're going to do, those are called as CDNs, content delivery network. I'll give one example. So assume that you might be watching YouTube yesterday from your laptop.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
YouTube, YouTube, correct. So if
Yeah.
you close a tab, yesterday you watched the YouTube and you close the tab and you close the laptop, today you open the laptop again. You only need to type Y, alphabet Y. You will get YouTube
Yeah.
only.
Yeah. Because that name is cached, right?
That's what your website will be cached in these locations are called as a CloudFront distribution
Yes.
location. So, cache locations. CDNs we
Yes.
used to call that.
Okay.
How that website was captured in your browser, right? Same way, the website what you are going to access it in the world, those will be going to be captured using the CDNs to the nearest location to you.
Okay.
In India, there are 17 edge locations there for AWS.
70.
17.
Okay.
Where are them means Chennai 4, Bangalore 3, Mumbai 2, Hyderabad 3, Delhi 3, like that. Total 17 only there.
So
But
these are basically servers, huh? Servers,
no,
servers in the availability zone, or how?
uh, you can think below the availability zone. First, region
Okay.
inside. What is there? Availability zone will be there. Availability zone inside. The availability zone inside means Bengal is not availability zone. Okay, so kind of this edge locations can help that availability zones to pick up the data.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, kind of a key points you can. Let's take a simple example like this. Okay, you want to travel to Salem from Bangalore. Assume that. So
Okay.
bus will start from Majestic. Bus on the way it will go to Shantinagar, then it will go to Silk Board, then it will go to Electronic City, Hosur, then Krishnagiri, then Salem. Correct.
Correct.
If at all you want to onboard to the bus, you are staying in Electronic City. Do you require to come to Majestic to onboard the bus?
No.
Electronic City itself stop is there.
Yeah.
You in the bus there only.
Yeah. Correct.
Means you think here. You have a website in London. Do you really want to your request wants to travel to London to get the request? Get the website?
If it,
You have,
yes, if it is in, yeah. If the website is in London, then we access is from London, right?
but you are in India.
Yeah.
That's the reason. That's complexity, right? Everybody going
Yes.
to the London and everybody getting the request from the London means absolutely it will take more time. Correct.
Okay.
That's the
Yeah.
reason this edge locations was put up. What this edge locations will do? Edge locations will get the cache of the data first, then it will going to serve the traffic to you. That's what I said. If you don't have a stop in Electronic City, absolutely you need to travel to Majestic to onboard the bus. But you have a stop in Electronic City, then why do you need to travel?
Okay. So
Correct.
so oh, so so this edge location will have a connect with the availability zone, right?
Yeah.
Virtually like some
The sync. Always they're in the
sync.
sync. Uh, They'll always
Okay.
talking each other and they'll get the data with real time.
Okay. Okay. So your request will not mostly go directly to availability zone. First, it will go to edge locations, get the data. It happens in, I think, minute seconds. You contact and the
Once
moment user contacts, yeah, it goes to edge location. Edge location goes to availability zone, gets the data and give it to you.
you think like this, you said that there are many incident managers are there in your company, your project, correct?
Yeah,
Can't we alone manage the entire incidents?
possible, but it is difficult.
Correct. Same way you can
Yeah.
think. Everybody going and hitting availability zone. Everybody going and directly hitting the availability zone. Then will availability zone is stable?
No, it will crash. Yeah.
It will crash. Again, you have to think about a lot of debugging things. Correct. Instead of that,
Yeah.
you put up one guy. That's a edge location.
Okay.
So 1,000 people are talk instead of 1,000 people talking to the edge availability zone. This 1,000 people can talk to edge location. Edge location is alone guy can talk to availability zone.
Yeah. Understood. Yeah.
Correct.
Correct.
This edge location will get the data and it will be catched where in edge location. Then with the 1,000 people are there, right? The 1,000 people are eating. It's not going to availability zone. Why? Because already data captured in edge location, right? It will serve the traffic from edge location only,
Okay.
like that.
Understood, Shiva. Thank you.
So then why AWS means? Because Netflix, if you take Netflix runs all its services in AWS. Means Netflix streaming, video streaming app is there, right? This is completely AWS. Other than AWS, they're never using anything.
Okay.
Airbnb uses AWS to scale its hosting services. Uber uses AWS for data analytics and real-time location tracking. Banks and fintech use AWS for secure transaction and compliance. E-commerce, Amazon, Flipkart, scalable infrastructure for handling millions of customers. That means these are the big players in the world nowadays, correct?
Yes, correct. One
Ah,
one last question, Shiva. I
mhm.
understood about edge location. This content delivery network is it kind of a hardware or is a protocol or is it kind of a
That is
server?
that is the hardware which are running in edge location.
Okay.
That's you
So
can like a edge location is just a place, but inside that some components are required to run right. That is the
okay.
CDN.
Okay. Edge location is a place. Okay.
Edge location is just a place, like
So
how
it's
Chennai OMR I said right. Same way, just is a place, but
okay.
inside that only the component will be there, hardware component. That is this content
Okay.
development work.
Understood, Shiva. Thank you.
Maybe another word, if I want to say, like assume that in the Flipkart you ordered some items, correct?
Yeah.
That item is coming from Delhi. Okay.
Okay.
First, when you order the order from Delhi, first where it will come? Directly they will reach to your home.
No, it will go to that hub.
Hub, correct. Where is that hub?
That is mostly AWS, Amazon Web.
Amazon hub. That's very close to your proximity. Correct.
Yeah,
AWS,
correct. Yeah,
Amazon will maintain four hubs in Bangalore, South zone, North zone, East zone, West zone, like that. So, which is very near to you, either because out of these four zones, any one of the zone only can live in Bangalore. Correct.
yeah,
So that zone nearby it will reach, and from there that delivery by can pick and can able to reach out to you. Correct. Same way, this edge location also same way, a kind of a hub.
okay,
That way this content, I mean, in the warehouse your items will be there, right? Same way, in that edge location your CDN will be there.
understood, Shiva. Thank you.
Okay. So I think covered up many things on the theoretical today. So not sure how much we can able to recall that in the next class. So I think we can stop at this test today. Okay.
Okay,
Don't want to be overload because these are the kind of essential things to be move forward. Okay. So anyway, I'll share this PPT with you. You can just ping me your email address, because I need to update entered AWS class things into this particular PPT only. Okay. So I'll just give read only access right now at this moment. So once
okay.
I'll update everything, then I'll give a read and write access. Okay.
So you're taking this class only for me, right?
Only for you this one.
Okay, okay. So you said uh, read only access. So I'm asking.
I mean that because yeah, I'll while editing you made some changes means again it will be conflict, right? That's the reason.
Okay, understood. Okay,
Okay, I'm updating the content in the real timeness here. That's the reason because in the AWS how AWS works means generally day by day things are changing.
okay,
That's the reason we need to be adapt with the real timeness. We cannot rely on the old things. What we are there in the
okay,
new things that's we need to be incorporate. That's the reason I'll be changing the content and modifying the things very frequently. That's the reason we'll be. I mean, we need to update this, right? That's the reason I'll just giving a
okay,
read to you. So once
okay.
you familiar,
Thank you.
sorry,
No, I pinged you my email address. Sure.
okay, I'll share that. Okay. This one and also I'll gonna share that course syllabus you asked me, right? Those also I'm gonna share with
Yeah.
you. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So hope you're clear on the things right then for today's wise.
Yes, yes. Very clear. Thank you so much. Very clear,
Yeah.
Shiva.
You can recall the things. So tomorrow we'll catch up again. So in the tomorrow we'll discuss further on things. Okay.
Yeah, sure.
Cool then. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you,
Thank you.
Shiva.
Yeah.
Bye.